Hello guys, this is Joshua Halls here. As you can tell from the title video, I'm doing my review for Chronicles of Narnia, Prince Caspian. So yeah, but before I do, just a reminder, the reason why I'm filming on my phone, camera don't work, need to get that sorted. Let's just continue with the video. So in case you didn't see my review for The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, if you haven't, make sure you go and check that out. I talked about how this was my childhood. It was like after I kind of started to move away from TV shows being like my favourite thing, it was like Toy Story, then it was Narnia. I remember loving those Narnia films. It was mainly Prince Caspian, The Lion, Witch, the Wardrobe. I didn't see Voyage of the Dawn Treader till later, because to be honest, I didn't even know they did it. But anyway, they did, and I'll review when I get to review it. But anyway, overall thoughts of the film. Man, it's even better in my opinion. In my opinion, it's better than the first film. That might be shocking, but it's just honestly better. I watched this film and I was so shocked. So let's talk about the cast. The cast has improved. It's mainly kid actors. The kid actors have improved as actors. They're not perfect yet. They're still young. They've still got about performing, like being actors, but they're better in this film in their performances than they are in the other film. It is quite a substantial improvement, like a noticeable one. So I gotta give them props for that. And plus, even in the first film, they were good for their age, and I still got invested in the story, and I got more invested in the story. But there are a bunch of character kind of changes. Prince Caspian, as you can tell, he's kind of the name of this film. He was alright. I didn't feel this like strong connection to him. I knew the story. He was a decent character. I didn't hate him. I was like, okay, that's pretty good. But nothing really big happened. Yeah, I think. I'm not sure. Don't get me wrong. I like the character still. I still give him like a 7 out of 10 as a character. But he just kind of felt like, considering the film is called Chronicles of that Prince Caspian, he kind of felt like he wasn't even the main character. It's felt like 4 main kids, Prince Caspian is like the 5th main character kind of thing. But he was still pretty good in this film. He did what he needed to do. He wasn't extraordinary. I feel like he was quite a young actor as well. But anyway, let's talk about Peter, the person. I don't know the name of the person who played him in this film, but let's talk about him. He's a real idiot at the start of the film because he come back from Narnia being this war hero, and that's pretty much all he is. He wants to be this guy getting into fights. Like, he's getting into fights. Like, someone bumped, like, literally, this situation, someone bumped him, and then those persons that bumped him asked him to apologise for bumping him, so they bumped him. So he started a fight. He overreacted completely over that situation. And you can kind of just tell he thinks too much of himself. He kind of thinks he should be this war hero. I know what's best. I do the fighting. I am just great as I am. I could do whatever. And he just feels like, I saved the day at last time I was in Narnia. I won the battle. Even so, you didn't, Peter. It was Aslan. You would have, although I really enjoyed that fight, you would have got destroyed if it wasn't for Aslan. So he's kind of a bit egotistical. You can still see that he's overall a good person, but he's a bit like, he feels like he should be in charge. You know, he's this war hero and this, and he loves being in kind of like Narnia and stuff. Of course, he learns from his mistakes and he becomes a better person by the end of the film. It is a good story. Anyway, Edmund's a much more like, really, I prefer Edmund more in this film than in the last film. Like, last film, he was just a terrible person who learns to actually respect and love his family. Here, he kind of learns to trust. He kind of moves away from his past. There's a scene where he moves away from his past. He's a kind of bit more, I'd say at times, more mature than Peter. Peter is just arrogant in this film. And he learns from being arrogant and whatnot. But he was pretty good. I quite enjoyed him in this film. He was quite smart. He was still quite a good, like, fighter and stuff. Like, he was still enjoyable. Lucy, the actor, improved her performance. I can tell it was the same actor, but she aged quite a bit. But anyway, she it was a really good I liked the performance, like what she got to do. She was pretty good. Can't really say anything else. Susan, I quite liked I thought the story they told with Susan was quite good, because it was kind of like she just wants to live a normal life, but she doesn't realize where she's needed. Like, she's needed here, and she doesn't realize that until, and he learns that she needs to be and help people when it is needed, and not just kind of focusing on herself. At least that's what I got for her, which is once again a pretty good story. It kind of shows that they've learned stuff by the end of the film. The only two that haven't are Edmund and Lucy, but they have another film. The older two don't, so you need to wrap up their story and make sure that their story's complete. But anyway, let's get into the plot of this movie, because I've talked about this film for 6 minutes and I haven't even talked about the plot. I might get into, we all know the plot of The Lion, Witch, Water, but might not necessarily know the plot for this film, because it's kind of not as well known as The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Basically, Miraz wants to kill Caspain, who's like the heir to the throne, and he's like, I want to kill him, and he's in charge, but he's not the king yet, because he's not allowed to be the king, because Caspian's going to be the king. You just have to wait till he's older. But until then, he's in charge, but not officially the king. It's confusing. He was like, and then he had a son. So he's like, I want my son to continue the heir and be the ruler forever, not Caspian. So he ordered his guards under private situation to kill him. Of course, Caspian escapes, goes out, but before he goes, his professor who helped him escape gives him Susan's horn that's been missing for ages, because she took it with her on a saddle the day they went home and stuff. So it's been missing. By the way, so yeah, this is based hundreds of years after Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe. Let's just get that clear. And then he's like, do not use it except to your grave need. He tries and escapes. He gets caught in this situation. He blows it. And we get back to where the Pevensies live. And then the story kind of continues. They're about Tamari. And basically the Tamaris have been seducing them by basically trying to kill all these Narnians. And they are going to try and fight back and gain their position and what... can I just say, this film is based hundreds of years after the first film, which I thought, wasn't sure how I felt when I first was getting into watch this film, because it's you kind of got us used to this setting for Narnia and this adventure, but this film did it really well. It showed a different Narnia. It was more, not necessarily dark, it was more gritty and darker, but still kept us a kid's movie. It was more kind of darker, even someone said, you may find Narnia more savage than you remember, because not long after they left, the Tamarines invaded, and yeah, they killed Narnians. The trees are now asleep, and some animals, they've been treated so much like dumb animals, they've literally become dumb, savage animals who can't talk, and basically wanted this. It shows a really effective story of just how much times have changed in those 100 years. Which makes sense. The place has got to change, and Peter doesn't realise it. He knows he's been hundreds of years later. He remembers where to go, but it's delayed because there's a place where he's he doesn't know that places are eroded and whatnot. But anyway, it's based hundreds of years later. It is kind of just this. It's just kind of this. Really more darker. Kind of seduced. It's definitely a darker film than the first one. It's still a kid-friendly movie. There's nothing in it bad, but it's definitely a more darker film. Feels like there's actual consequences to when situations happen in battle. Feels like the good guys actually went through actual losses. There's halfway through the film or something, they take a huge loss, a massive loss. It's quite incredible. But anyway, I like that they show that, because that's why the complaints had this first film, that it felt like at the end of the battle they lose pretty much nothing. There weren't really anyone dying, stuff I like the fact that they kind of cleared that up in this film. But anyway, so basically with the story, let's continue about the story. So Prince Caspian is called about these Narnians. He's on he's on their side. And he agrees that he makes a deal with the Narnians that if you help me take the throne and become king, I will give you your freedom. I will let you be free, and humans and Narnians can work together freely. Like that. And that's kind of the story that goes along, and it's a really good story. I just got like the action is really good. There's some scenes, like there's this scene that is really like tense. It's kind of near the end of the film before the battle. They have a little fight. There's a little fight between Miraz, who's the main villain. And by the way, my thoughts on Miraz, he's alright. He's a better villain in my opinion than the Light Witch, than the White Witch. He's a bit more aggressive, dangerous, but. The problem is when you leave this, when he's left the screen, when he's not on the screen, you forget that he's running it, he's in charge. It's just like Narnians versus Tamarines, no, Narnians versus Miraz. Like it's nothing like that. So that's an issue. But in that last, when Pete and Miraz have a duel before the big battle, it is intense. The music, the fight, it was incredibly an intense fight, and the battles in this film, in my opinion, are better in this film. The music is incredible. The music's, in my opinion, a bit better than the ones in The Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe, because some music I liked, but there was this little small thing that wounded. This, I can't really think of any bad, like, music. It's just really good. The music is great. Like, there's some, the main theme, like, dun, like, I can't really do it. I'm not that good at it. Plus my throat's getting a bit sore. But I love it. It gives me goosebumps because it's my childhood and everything's coming back together. But overall, man, great story. Great film. Still holds up. This might once again be because of nostalgia. Like I gave what I which was a 7.5 out of 10. But I did say maybe it's because of nostalgia. Because even with a terrible DVD that barely worked, I was still able to enjoy the film as much as I did. But anyway, it's just incredible. It's just a great film. The battle scenes are great. The main two, Pete and Susan, they don't die, but because they're kids, that'll be an incredibly dark Disney kids film if kids die. But anyway, but this is kind of their final story in Narnia. Apparently they come back in like the last battle or something, but apart from that, this is their final story in Narnia. So I really liked how they wrapped up and they made themselves better people at the end. And even if the Edmund and Lucy didn't get enough attention, like in my opinion, they didn't get as much attention as Susan and Peter, but they still which I'm okay with it because they've got the Voyage of the Dawn Treader, which they're like the main characters. So I'm fine with that personally. Like they get their film to shine, but so yeah. Overall, man, though, this is a great film in my opinion. It has a quite good amount of comedy. It's incredibly just enjoyable film. Liam Neeson's of course great as the voice of Aslan. I cannot imagine anyone else voicing Aslan. And just yeah, it's just a great movie. I would give it an 8 out of 10. Yes, in my opinion, it is better than The Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, let me know in the comment section below what you thought of this film. And soon, probably really soon, probably next week, I'm going to do the review for the Voyage of the Dawn Treader. But I have to wait the DVD to come because the DVD that I have, let me just show you, is a 2-film collection, and the DVD player you use haven't got a DVD and it's stuck on a remote. I had it stuck on that. Even when I fast forward all that film, it's still stuck there on Aragon. I didn't even get the film for Aragon. I got it for Narnia. But anyway, and Aragon, maybe I'll do a review of it in the future. I haven't seen it in ages. Should be an easy to watch, about 9 minutes. But yeah, so I'm just letting you know, I should be at the time of this, when I'm recording this, I should be getting it the day after. But when you're getting it, it's going to be like, I'm filming this in February. You're not getting this till like April. So yeah, so basically that's going to be coming quite soon. And I'll be wrapping up that trilogy. I wish there were more films because so far they ain't great. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, turn notifications on so you never miss a video. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye guys.